the camera. Give it off. Give it off. Down.
Hey everybody, welcome to another video feature here on Screen.com. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite road trip movies. I'm looking over this side of the camera because I have two very special guests here today in the studio.
You might say we're hitting the road with Screen.com.
Now, why are we doing that?
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, yesterday we watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure on the screening room. Let's just think back to that for a second.
Okay.
All right, cool. And also, Due Date is out tomorrow. The new road trip type film with
Could be a road trip movie. We're not really sure yet.
Well, we know it's a road trip movie.
It has a funny little dog in it.
It's got a funny dog.
Little French bulldog. I love
He's got a little cone of shame he's wearing.
Oh,
it's so friggin' adorable.
Because their hips are too narrow and their heads are too big.
No.
Nothing like mandatory C-sections to really cuten up your dogs.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's part of the
Also,
papers.
this season just sort of inspires a kind of road trip feel, you know, the classic sort of Thanksgiving, you know, traveling type films and holiday movies and things of that nature.
Will you be doing any road tripping this?
God, no.
I'm trying to sell my car.
I'm gonna go to.
I'm trying to stay away from my family.
Yeah, every Thanksgiving, Fresno for the.
Ugh.
Yep.
Fresno? Who goes to Fresno anymore?
I go to Fresno.
What's the
every
longest
year.
road trips you guys have taken?
I've never road tripped anywhere other than kind of up and down the.
Here to LA.
Yeah, here to LA.
Cross country. You did.
Cross country.
I've never done
Well,
that.
your car went cross country on the back of a flatbed.
Well, no, I drove cross country when I moved to Boston.
I keep on doing this. Cross country. That
Cross
way.
country. Yes.
Anyways, road trips are
By Jove.
I love road trips. I love them dearly.
road trip movies are a long established tradition. I think we're talking the other day about what the first road trip movie was, whether it was Wizard of Oz or Stagecoach or something like that. It was a little Twitter nomination. There are a billion amazing road trip movies. This features here. We're just going to talk
pick
about
some of our favorites. Some of our favorites.
Not an exhaustive list or whatever. We're just going to talk about
Couple
some
of our
movies that we
favorites
love.
each.
I'm going to get it started. How about that?
Why don't you do it?
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and start with one of my favorite kids' movies of all time, The Muppet Movie from 1979.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know, I hear this movie is dynamite.
Cross that little red line over the ear.
Oh, well, how about let's take the blue line, huh?
No, we can't take that. That's a river.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, sure.
Now listen, Kermit, why don't we just go right from...
Hey, Fuzzy,
Yeah?
who's driving?
Adorable. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing celebrity cameos from 1979. Got like, Bob Hope's in it. Steve Martin's an amazing waiter. Richard Pryor, Madeline Kahn, Mel Brooks as the evil scientist, everything like that.
Oh, God.
Great singing.
Yeah.
Great cameos. Great Muppet performance.
Awesome
What are the
plot.
songs? Remind me. What are the songs in Muppet Movie?
Well, the big one is Rainbow Connection.
We know that it's probably magic. Have you been?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it won an Oscar actually for like best movie
Best
original song or something like that. Hitting the Road, or it's I forget the name of the other one, but there's that one.
I'm sure Joey will play it for us.
Yes, probably will.
With good friends you can't lose.
This could become a habit.
Opportunity knocks once. Let's reach out and grab it.
Yeah!
But Rainbow Connection is kind of the
Yeah.
iconic Kermit the Frog playing banjo and
You keep saying that, and it sounds like you're saying Rambo Connection, which
Rainbow Connection.
That's a
That's
Weird
something
Al
else
song.
entirely.
I need to try Rainbow Connection at karaoke. It's my one goal and
God,
desire
yes.
in life that I haven't done yet. So we'll try that out. But
I'll admit it's been a really super long time since I've seen the Muppet Movie.
the thing I watched it again recently. The thing I didn't remember, but I remembered as it was coming up, was the scene where Animal takes the super large pills and pops out of the top of the house, and like, oh, it's an earthquake, and he's just up there. And they must have made, this is before CGI, they just made a huge animal thing. It might have been like matte painting or something like that, but they made a really big Muppet to pop out of the top of this house, and he's just yelling, oh. Animal, one of my favorite Muppets. The drummer. You'd probably like
no,
because he's the
Animal
drummer.
is definitely one of my favorite ones as well.
Electric Mayhem.
Like Dr. Teeth.
The thing
Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem,
Yeah.
one of my favorite fictional bands. More Stay in the Time and then Electric Mayhem.
Worst Day of the Time's totally a real band.
One of the key things about the road trip picture is that, like, usually when they do them, people meet sort of these weird arrays of colorful characters
Sure.
throughout the thing. And that is a movie that, like, you talk
Yes,
about the great cast, a lot of great characters. Also, the Henson Company, just in everything they do, always seem to have their thumb on sort of the pulse of pop culture,
Sure.
and find a way to integrate it while still making it super kid friendly. And it's really bizarre the way they're able to do that over and over again for like 30 damn years.
It is kind of dark. I just remember the best cameo at the very end, little Orson Welles action.
Yeah,
Really? Awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
totally
Awesome.
out of nowhere.
It's been too long.
Why don't we move on to your first pick, Ryan Davis?
What's your first pick?
All right, maybe this is a little obvious.
Yeah.
But Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, totally. Why not?
You've got Pee Wee Herman. The most amazing man-child that's ever been. Just gleefully embracing his kiddishness. Loves his bike.
Francis.
And as a suburban kid, I could relate to that.
And he's got a killer bike.
He's got an amazing
Great
bike.
bike lock, too.
Yeah.
All this white chain.
Oh God, I love the chain sequence, and one of my favorite things. There's the commentary with
Burton?
Tim Burton, and Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
and
I've never heard this commentary.
And it's amazing. So they're talking about. I don't know if you remember this, but originally the VHS, the version that I saw a billion times,
Yeah.
4x3. That version of it.
Sure.
It was cut in such a way that you saw more of the top and bottom of the screen than you were supposed to see. So you could actually see the chain coming up through that little side compartment.
Oh,
wow.
So it kind of like broke the illusion of
yeah.
of
I
the
think I do
endless
remember
thing.
that, yeah.
So on the commentary, apparently in France they love Pee-wee's Big Adventure because they think that was completely deliberate and that it's like this totally intense like kind of postmodern commentary on the falsity of film and just like reading into it all these crazy ways. Like no, they just kind of screwed up the transfer when they chopped it off for 4x3.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like you're saying about your colorful characters, just so many great ones. I mean, Francis.
Yeah.
That's I
Best
want
one
your bike.
of, the way he says, "You'll be sorry, Pee Wee Herman."
You'll be sorry, Pee Wee Herman.
You know he means it. You'll be sorry, Pee Wee Herman.
Sorry, baby.
Just sinister, and yeah, just
Large Marge.
a large Marge, amazing Larry, Simone,
Simone.
E.G. Daly's super cute, super hot. Just an amazing. It's
Super quotable. Phil Hartman,
incredibly
one of his best scripts.
He co-wrote it. Also makes a little cameo there
Yeah.
near the end, and the biker bar scene, like what.
Amazing.
What else do you say about that scene? Other than
That scene is great, but actually my favorite part, maybe my favorite scene in the entire movie is right before that when he first goes in to use the phone, they kick him out and he's walking out and he kind of accidentally bumps into the first bike and it causes the domino effect for all the bikes to fall over. There's a beat before they come out where he's just looking and he makes this noise where he kind of goes where he just like realizes like, oh fuck, that's like the worst thing that could have just happened, and it just happened. It's a beautiful, beautiful comedic moment, and just all the Warner Brothers backlot stuff. Milton Berle.
yeah.
Yeah. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Hard to argue anything against that movie.
Oh, just a joy. Even today, I can watch that movie every single day, and it's I believe still on Netflix instant streaming.
Yes,
so.
it is.
As of this video.
Also, the only way you can get it in HD.
Weird.
There's no Blu-ray release.
Not yet.
As
I'm sure they're waiting for an anniversary.
as
to
I'm
do
aware
that.
of. So it seems like now would be the time. So
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, hop on it. That's my first.
How are you going to top that, Alex?
I can't top that, but I'm going to give you my first pick anyway. My first pick is Tommy Boy.
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does. Right here. Not here or here so much, but right here.
Nope. Ship shape.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
I consider this the Chris Farley movie.
Yeah.
Because really, honestly, like
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Black Sheep is like sort of the other David Spade, Tommy Boy, or Chris
The
Farley
little
movie.
reteaming there.
The
yeah.
reteaming, but it's nowhere near as good.
I never saw it.
Tommy Boy is just, it's the lightning in a bottle moment of those two together, and just put like going on the road and just like perfect character setup of like.
And they prove how much they need each other in that movie. Like the comedic balance of just the
completely
outsized
batshit buffoon, yeah, and the
with
sort
Chris
of
Farley,
like
and the-
super anal, super like just snarky little
the
asshole.
smarmy little asshole of that is David Spade in
But
real
that
life
is
and in
that is a great that is actually honestly like a great sort of like family story road movie.
Sure.
I mean, apart from the fact that it is sort of like PG-13 comedy, it is like. It's this great story of like this kid who is a total fuck up, and he's sort of put about to like save his father's company, and of course hilarious antics ensue, but it's actually legitimately super funny. Like it's the only movie that really makes great use of Chris Farley's talents, like throughout the film. Like his
Big guy in
ability
a
to
little
just-
jacket. Big
Yeah.
guy in a little
Fat guy in a little coat.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Now, how
Little
much
coat.
do you feel that this movie was sullied at all by the DirecTV commercial that David Spade did with?
No, I don't think so. I thought that
Chris
was just sort
Farley?
of like whatever. It was what it was.
It's a bummer, but
Yeah, it's a bummer, but it doesn't do anything to sully the film. Like the film is still incredibly funny on its own. It's got Rob Lowe in a great villain role. Him and
He was good. He was even good in Wayne's World as that
kind
kind
of
slimy-
reprising
Yeah.
his Wayne's World.
Brian Dennehy as the dad.
Yeah.
It's just such a great cast and so many good, like perfect for Chris Farley gags in that movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Who's your favorite little rascal?
Who's your favorite little rascal? Alfalfa? Or is it Spanky?
Well, I'm gonna go on for my second choice. Not a funny movie, but a really, really touching one. It's David. It's the weirdest David Lynch movie you'll ever
It's
see.
the not David Lynch movie.
It's called The Straight Story from 1999. The Straight Story, rather. Richard Farnsworth has a great Oscar-nominated performance. Amazing cinematography, just these sweeping shots of the Midwest, like flying over. They rented a helicopter and did the shit out of it.
Now, I've never actually seen this, but
Yeah.
the basic premise is you have an old man, his brother gets sick,
And he knows
lives
and
far
he's-
away, and
Yep.
he gets on a tractor, 'cause
Has
that's what
no
he's
car.
got.
Can't drive anymore. His daughter's kind of slow, so she can't drive either. So he's like, I can still drive a tractor, and he latches a bunch of stuff to the back of it, and he goes off in this weird little kind of. It's kind of one of those journeys where he meets a new person every time he stops, and they all have interesting stories, and he talks a lot about just he's a World War II vet. He's too old to be doing this, but he has just a wonderfully sweet journey. He meets all these interesting characters, and it's rated G. Like,
Yeah.
you had told me that David Lynch would ever make a G-rated movie. I was
with a sensible plot
Yes.
on top of that.
It-
Like one that isn't full of like crazy homeless dream manifestations that
But
are
is this-
midgets in velvet suits.
Is it still like David Lynch's America?
It's not the kind of thing where there's no like large Marge or anything like that like you would see.
Right. But I mean, because he likes small town and he likes weird and he
Yeah.
likes a little dark.
Yeah, no, it's not even really that dark. It's very sweet. It's very almost. I would say if somebody else had done it, this could have been the most cloying movie
Yeah.
you've ever seen. It's to David Lynch. It's a testament to him that he made it in a way that is so believable and just really emotional without being too saccharine. I'm up and down on a lot of David Lynch stuff, but this is his most conventional movie, but it's really amazing too. So
Yeah, awesome.
how about you?
A similarly sweet movie, although I don't think necessarily a lot of people think of it that way. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
There's a good heart in that movie.
This is to me the
absolutely.
definitive road trip movie.
It's I think it's the John Hughes movie that stands the test of time
Absolutely.
the
Sure.
best. I think
Absolutely.
a lot of his
It's
the
most
teenage,
mature.
his teenage high school stuff. You go like when you're a teenager or in that age range, like those movies are like Bibles. But as you get a little bit older, he's like, oh, these are kind of a little bit corny and kind of a little archetypal.
Iconic, but
Just a little. This works though still today, and it is. I mean, it's kind of similar. Like the Tommy Boy idea of you've got the the big buffoon in John Candy, and then Steve Martin is the kind of uptight businessman, and they both just need to try to get from New York to Chicago, but the world will not let them. They need to get there in time for Thanksgiving, and the world. This is actually for me and my family. This is our regular Thanksgiving food movie.
Yeah.
You sit down every Thanksgiving and watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Why not?
And they capture so much great stuff. Like if you've ever done any, and you've done some hardcore road warrior business traveling, like it's the veracity of so much of the stuff that happens in that movie is just spot on. Like there's definitely someone who had to spend a lot of time on the road wrote that, and just so many great comic set pieces with there's the bed sequence early on, which is just amazing.
yeah, the gay panic.
Oh, and they hold it for so long when it first opens up on them both in the bed in the morning, and this is you have to remember this is also right after there's that big emotional confrontation the night before where Steve Martin's calling him out and he's like, well, fuck you, I am who I am, and I'm not going to change that for you. Like after that, then you cut to them in the morning and just snuggled up next to each other, and then John Candy kisses him on the cheek. It's just so perfect.
I think it's also John Candy's best movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Well,
Del
Who's Harry
Griffith,
Crumb is okay.
Del Griffith is such a great character.
Yeah.
Just so. Yeah, so unabashedly American.
Absolutely.
Just, big and loud and crude and just like, singing the Flintstones theme on
Totally
the Greyhound
slave to
bus.
his own, like, his own interests and his own sort of like pop culture kind of, whatever he's focused on, like everyone's gonna fucking hear about it.
He's, but clearly like the best moment in that entire movie as it's kind of the apex of like the business traveler's hell is when Steve Martin finally gets to the car rental counter.
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks.
And
And you
it's
can give me a fucking
the actress,
automobile.
I'm blanking on the name. Edie McClurg.
Oh yeah,
Edie
that's right.
McClurg is
I forget
the,
about
the
that.
dismissive, like the super sweet Midwest kind of cheery, but just completely dismissive and uninterested. And the F-bomb speech that Steve Martin delivers is, I think, at about the age of probably about the age of 11, I had that completely memorized.
It's one of the greatest moments of cathartic rage ever.
It is, and it's an amazing thing to watch when they show Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Completely reshot. Like it's
Yeah.
not even like they dub it over; they just shot a different
redid
version.
it.
I can see that. Last week we had a really fun feature on the site. Sony put together the worst censored for television lines ever. I'm not sure if you saw that video, but
Yeah, it's a really good montage.
Oh man, so it's always good. At least they had they this is never gonna play on network. We just
John Hughes again, smart enough to realize that. So a great cameo from Kevin Bacon early on. Just a fun slice of America. Good honest road movie with some good laughs and, like you said, some good heart.
Absolutely.
Play us out, Alex Navarro.
When you told me you were going to do the straight story,
Sure.
I started thinking about like more dramatic road movies and things that like.
It's odd. Before you say it, it's odd that none of us picked any, because there's a lot of raunchy road trip movies too, like Road Trip or Euro Road Trip,
or Senior Trip.
Sure.
Yeah.
Road Trip's not bad. Yeah, Senior Trip exists.
I like Senior Trip. But I was thinking about like more dramatic stuff,
Sure.
like Into the Wild, for instance, is a good example of a very good dramatic road movie. I decided to go another direction. I went with Smokey and the Bandit. Because Smokey and the Bandit is just an absolute classic. It's certainly one of Burt Reynolds' best films, and it's a great caper style road trip movie, which there aren't a whole lot of. So this is the movie where Burt Reynolds and Jerry Reed have to transport Coors across state lines, because apparently in the 70s there were these sort of like weird liquor, like regional liquor laws where you couldn't have Coors, like I guess the Mississippi River line or something was like where you couldn't
Too far from the
couldn't
Rockies.
transport it.
Not cold enough.
So it's a weird testament to the sort of CB radio culture of the time.
This is Foxy Lady Bandit. We heard you were coming by and...
Bandit, this here's the grave robber. Put the pedal to the metal, good buddy.
And who wants to know?
This is a bandit, darling.
Burt Reynolds being Burt Reynolds,
Back
mustache, laughing,
when he was Burt
and
Reynolds.
Sally Field is in the movie.
Cute as a button.
Cute as a button, Sally Field.
Sally Field is
one of the best times I've ever had watching Sally Field on film.
So cute and just fun to watch in that movie.
And the best villain in Jackie Gleason as Buford T. Justice. There's no better comedic, just villain foil.
Just the character name, Buford T. Justice.
And the way he says it.
This is Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
This is Buford T. Justice.
He hams up that fake Southern accent.
It's a
pretty
great,
well.
hammy, just adventure-y, kind of Southern sliced road film. I love it.
Hello, officer. Glad you're here to assist me. My name is Sheriff Buford T. Justice. I have just apprehended the bandit. No, sir.
Smokey and the Bandit is just such a good example of the culture of the time, like the sort of the sort of trucker bandit culture,
moonshine running, stuff like
yeah,
that.
like dudes that
are
Coors. Yeah,
like not even moonshine, it's just Coors.
But
looking
no,
out
like
for Smokey,
the semi trucks, the CB stuff.
Yeah,
just that
Jerry
kinda,
Reed,
having Jerry Reed and having
so great in that movie.
Having Burt Reynolds, just Burt Reynoldsing it up. And that movie moves too. It's constantly it makes sense. It's constantly in motion, and he's not the best actor in it, but Burt Reynolds just is at his most Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah, and that's what you want from Burt Reynolds.
Chewing
in that movie.
gum and smiling and the laugh and and just being kind of sleazy charming. the
Another
entire
good
way.
movie with some weird, colorful characters in it,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It seems to be kind of the icon, one of the heart of the road trip movie is the crazy characters you meet along the way. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's not just two
Yep.
people in a truck for a long time. Anyways, we've talked about some really good movies here today.
Absolutely.
And there's a
I-
billion more.
and you should go out and you should watch all of them.
I want to.
night now.
Actually, I want to go out and then, I need to revisit some of these. It's been a while, and I've never seen The Straight Story, and I've always
really
wanted
good.
to. And
I highly recommend it. And obviously, we have a billion other road trip movies to talk about, but we don't have time for them today. Anyways, you guys should make your own lists about your favorite road trip movies and leave them in the comments down below, or send them to me, and I'll put them in the community showcase this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed our time together talking about road trip movies.
And here's to hoping due dates. Good. We'll have a review tomorrow.
we'll see you on the road.